This is kind of the basic glider we have. Yes, this one here is a new glider. This is quite large. Here, this is similar to the fighter jet in the Game of Life 3D, but this is in 4D and this has kind of two wings. I would have to call this a glider then, and this is extremely large. Yeah, this is kind of a worm again. It goes under the surface and this is a little bit bigger one and it's leaving another package. This is nice. Is this even a new glider again? It's a huge one. So in the last video, I discussed briefly that there are gliders in the Game of Life 4D simulations. And afterwards I got a little bit interested to study these gliders and see how many different there are and how we can actually find new rules and starting conditions to spin up these gliders. And here we can see a simulation of Game of Life 4D, and there is this central form which is creating new and new instances of these gliders in 4 different directions. And we can see that this is a glider going in one direction at a time. For example, if we add the rule cells with 14 neighbors are surviving, again we are going to have a new glider in the simulation. And this Game of Life 4D seems to be very rich in this way that if we change the rules a little bit, we are going to have new gliders in the simulation. So this is kind of the basic glider we have in this rule set, kind of similar but still different. This is a smaller one. And does this have 1, 2, 3, and this is the 4th, is the same one. So three different forms for this glider. And here, if we only change the rules a little bit, let's say now we add a smaller number, cell with 3 neighbors are surviving. This is going to produce a new glider according to the nodes. Let's see. Yes, this one here is a new glider. This is quite large or long rather. And here we have this new glider which has unique forms and it's going forward. This is many different forms, this glider. And it's going on and on there. There is one very large form even, and worm-like form afterwards. And these gliders can have these parts which are kind of separated from the glider itself, but they might die after a while, so it's kind of an exhaust fume. There are these separate forms which don't seem to be connected. Of course, if we use these perspective options, we can see that there is more information that meets the eye, but this form is going forward. And it's repeating. So I would have to call this a glider then. And this is extremely large. This could be 4 different gliders, which are kind of moving in unison. And of course, this might be the case. It's hard to say if there is connection between these cells. But at least the central pulsing form is generating these gliders and they are going on forever into one direction. So interesting behavior also with this rule set. So should be a new glider. Quite simple one. But still, obviously a glider. There are so many of these that it's kind of hard to keep track. Then there should be with number 10, another. And this should be, previously we found this fighter jet glider in the Game of Life 3D. And I have put in the memos that this is kind of a 4D fighter jet glider. Let's see when the form appears here. I think it's coming right after this one. Here, this is similar to the fighter jet in the Game of Life 3D, but this is in 4D and this has kind of 2 wings. I was expecting to find a couple one, but there are so many. Yes, this is a simple form or worm glider, going under the ground and then appearing above the ground. Very nice, nice and simple. Then with the rule 13, there should be a larger worm. So I don't even remember myself all of these, but let's see when it gets farther from the center. Yeah, this is kind of a worm again. It goes under the surface and this is a little bit bigger one. It doesn't have the single square form at all. Yes, this is a new one. This must be a new one. There are quite unique forms with this one. And many different forms. This one form with the large shape is quite nice. After this or not yet. There are so many of these forms. This is kind of nice form. In unison, this ship. And this has many forms as well. Nice glider there. Postman behavior, so packet delivery behavior with the glider. So here's the glider, obviously. This looks also a new one. I have at least don't remember this from earlier. And it is leaving these packages, which are kind of blinking in the simulation. I'm not sure if these packages survive or not. At least it's very long lived and it's leaving another package. This is nice. We also have this package delivery phenomena in Game of Life 3D. This looks to be dying, but no, it's just now it's repeating the package. Package finally repeating after a long-lived cycle there. Let's see if this is new or not. At least this behavior is very strange. Is this the correct rule? No, this should be birth. So these are they need to be exactly right, of course. Yes, this definitely looks like a new glider, quite a large one as well. Even very large one. But yeah, the exhaust is kind of dying, but at the time it's very big before this happens. Interesting glider behavior there as well. And with the rule 15, survival, there should be another glider. Let's see if this is new one. Yes, it does appear. Completely new form of glider as well. Long exhaust fumes. Let's see when it goes farther. Yes, now we can see it in separation from the other cells better. It creates very strange tail. It's kind of blinking. Now it ran out of simulation space. But yes, interesting glider there as well. So there are so many of these gliders. I didn't even show, maybe I saw half of them or something, because there are so many different rule sets we can use, and of course I haven't tried all the combinations. This was kind of sneak preview of the gliders we can find in the Game of Life 4D simulations. Later on I of course have to try the 5D as well, but that is going to be a kind of worms, I'm guessing. And there are still so many gliders to be found here as well. Is this a glider here again, or what is this? Hope you liked this video. Thanks for watching. If you'd like to try this application for yourself, it's available for Android, iOS and Windows. The links are in the description. Thank you very much for watching and bye.